I don't know. But you didn't come to this channel for I don't know. You came for that left hook less prediction. I'm good at this, man. And I don't plan on getting this next one wrong. So the official left hook less prediction is what up, boxing world? It's your boy LJ, aka Left Hook Less, and I am back with more boxing. To start off, I would like to congratulate Teofimo Lopez on his successful return to the ring. It was his first fight in the ring after being defeated by George Kambosos. And of course, the fight before Kambosos was when he upset Vasily Lomachenko. It wasn't an upset to me. I actually picked Teofimo in that fight. But I was surprised that he was defeated by Kambosos. He lost that fight against Kambosos because he didn't respect Kambosos. He came out there trying to knock him out, and it was obvious he wasn't doing no type of setting up with the jab or with other punches. He basically was just trying to get him out of there and get a quick payday because he underestimated him and it ended up losing. So I'm glad to see that he bounced back in this fight. He looked like the Teofimo of old. He was jabbing. He was going to the body. He was being flashy, showing off good defense. Teofimo showed off some good defense in this fight. He did get hit a few times because his opponent was a counterpuncher. It was a good fight for as long as it lasted, but those deposits to the body, eventually the investment to the body returned in the later rounds, and he got his opponent out of there. It was a few knockdowns, and the ref ended up waving it off, which I agree with the wave off. It was going to get ugly if the ref didn't call it off.
Getting the knockouts at 140 pounds, a little bit different. He did at 135. Now he knew he had Campa going. So then you see him transform to the old Teofimo Lopez at 35, standing right there, playing his feet, knowing that if I just get the right shot in there, I'm gonna get good call, ref.
So congratulations to Teofimo. He successfully debuted at 140 pounds. There are some good fights for him up there. I would love to see him fight the likes of Gary Antoine Russell. I would love to see him fight Regis Prograis. I know they're trying to set up that Josh Taylor fight. That would also be a good fight. But you know, I just want to see Teofimo focused, because leading up to this fight, you know, my prediction, I did predict Teofimo to win. I thought he would win by unanimous decision. I was a little thrown off by some of the things he was saying up fight week. You know, I didn't think his mental was all the way there. So I just want him to remain focused, man. You know, he just thinks that the world is out against him. But if he seriously takes a step back and looks at what's going on, like where he's at in life is a result of his own mistakes, is a result of his own pride and ego. That loss against Kambosos, you underestimated your opponent, and that's one of the foundational rules in boxing. You never underestimate your opponent. Not just in boxing, but in competition, period. Never underestimate your opponent. And that's what he did, and he got beat. And stating that, you know, there were things going on behind closed doors. They were conspiring against him, how they were trying to set up a Lomachenko versus a Haney fight, which I can slightly see where he's coming from. However, Lomachenko avoided Devin Haney for the longest. Now it just seems like because Devin Haney has shown a little bit of vulnerability, in the fights leading up to Kambosos, because Kambosos, he looked perfect, dang near. So Lomachenko typically does that, so I can slightly see where Teofimo is coming from. However, dude, you have to take a look in the mirror, man. Nobody was conspiring against you. You just underestimated your opponent when you took on Kambosos. You thought it was going to be easy, and you tried to knock him out with no type of setup. So I know if I was Kambosos in that situation, I see you're not respecting me, so I'm going to go harder just because you're not respecting me. And I'm going to shock the world, which is what he did. So I'm glad Teofimo took his time, went back to the drawing board. I was still a little concerned with what he was saying up to fight week. But he showed up and he showed out. And hopefully he can continue on this rise. I want to see him fight some good opponents. I mentioned Gary Antoine Russell, Regis Prograis. I mentioned Josh Taylor. I don't think he should go directly to Josh Taylor. I believe he should fight, somebody like a Mario Barrios or a Regis Prograis, before he steps to Josh Taylor, because Josh Taylor is going to be an extremely tough fight. And, I believe Teofimo should gain some momentum before stepping in there, or else it might be a repeat of the Kambosos fight. But he did look good in this past weekend's performance. So congratulations to you, Teofimo. I'm glad to see you back in the ring, and hopefully we continue to see you in the ring. Moving forward, Xander Zayas. He was on the undercard of the Teofimo Lopez fight. And this is like my 5th time watching Xander fight. And, they were building him up to be the next Puerto Rican great fighter since Miguel Cotto and Felix Trinidad Tito. And as you could see, I've bought into it. I have on the Puerto Rico shirt from when I visited Puerto Rico. I bought into it. I've watched this guy fight multiple times. He's currently campaigning at Super Welter 154. I believe he has almost all of the tools. He could box. He has power. He's a relentless finisher. I would love to see more from him on the defensive end, but he's just relentless. Typical Puerto Rican fighter, like Tito. Like, we all know Tito had that power. We know Miguel Cotto was just relentless. He could be bloody, but still coming forward. You know what I'm saying? So I believe he has the greatness of the previous greats within him, and I just would like to see him continue to bring that out of him. So Xander Zayas, you have LJ's, aka Left Hook Less's support. I believe you are the next Puerto Rican great, man. You just have to keep displaying that in the ring. I would love to see you step up in competition. I think a good fight for you at 154 would be Erickson Lubin. Erickson Lubin is just coming off that brutal loss to Fundora. It was a great fight between those two. I think that'll be a good test for Xander, and I think it'll be a good test for Lubin. Or he could even take on the likes of a Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia just won his 154 debut. He could even fight the likes of the Tony Harrison, or hell, take on J-Rock, take on Julian J-Rock. I think that'll be a good fight. J-Rock has even recently supported you. So I just believe Xander Zayas is the next great, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of him. Yeah, he really impressed me in his most recent 2 fights. Excuse me. He really impressed me. So I'm buying the stock, baby. I'm buying. I'm going all in. Xander Zayas is the next Puerto Rican great. And you heard the stamp, not here first, but you heard the stamp of approval right here from Left Hook Less. Moving on. This weekend, we have Anthony Joshua taking on Usyk in the rematch. In the first fight, Usyk won, and I thought he almost was going to get Anthony Joshua out of there. And it's going to be a good fight. As we all know, since the Andy Ruiz loss, that Anthony Joshua, he does make adjustments. So I'm interested to see what adjustments he's going to make. He has recently made some posts with, going back to his being focused in the gym, bodybuilding and all those type of works out. He was doing different types of push-ups, on his fingertips, knuckles, and the back of his hands. I don't know how that translates to the ring, but he went back to what was working to him prior to that Andy Ruiz loss. So I'll be interested to see what adjustments he makes. I'm going to be honest with you. I just think Usyk is the better boxer, and Usyk displayed that he had the power to get Anthony Joshua out of there in the first fight, because I thought, I believe it was the 11th round, I thought he was going to get Anthony Joshua out of there. I thought it was over for Anthony Joshua. I thought he was going to have another knockout on his resume. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I believe Usyk, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I believe Usyk is going to come in with a similar strategy that he had in the first fight. And I believe the time that it took in between the first fight and the rematch, I believe he's done nothing but get stronger. So we could see more of what happened in the later rounds. So I don't know. But you didn't come to this channel for I don't know. You came for that Left Hook Less prediction. I'm good at this, man. And I don't plan on getting this next one wrong. So the official Left Hook Less prediction is I have Usyk winning again, defeating Anthony Joshua again in the rematch. And I believe he's going to knock him out. I believe he's going to knock him out. I know that's shocking. I know Anthony Joshua is the bigger man, but his chin has been suspect. We've seen that with him being dropped before. We've seen that with him losing to a smaller man in Andy Ruiz in terms of height. And Usyk definitely displayed that he had the power to get him out of there in the first fight. So I'm picking Usyk by knockout. I know that's a shock. I know that's a surprise. But that's what I believe is going to happen. Listen, I haven't got too many predictions wrong. In fact, I believe it's only been 2. I don't plan on adding a third. So, I'm excited because not only is Anthony Joshua and Usyk fighting this weekend, but more heavyweights are fighting the following weekend. Luis King Kong Ortiz and Andy the Destroyer Ruiz, mi primo, my cousin. Not really, but they are fighting the following weekend, Labor Day weekend. In fact, they are fighting on Sunday, the Sunday before actual Labor Day. So I'm excited about that. And the king of the heavyweight division, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, just announced his comeback. He will be taking on Robert Helenius on October 15th. So stay tuned to the channel, man. When the heavyweights are exciting, it seems to trickle down to the rest of boxing. And I'm looking forward to see how these 3 heavyweight titan clashes are going to play out. And I believe we will have an undisputed heavyweight champion If not in 2022, I'm going to say it's going to be by summer of 2023. Mark my words. Let me know in the comment section below if you agree with my prediction. If you don't, let me know either way. Let me know why. Let me know what you think is going to happen. Let me know what you think about Xander Zayas. Let me know who you think Teofimo should fight next. Let me know in the comment section below as well. Like, subscribe, and share, because the only way that this is going to grow is through you. That's all that I really have for you folks. It's your boy LJ, aka Left Hook Less, and I am